So, in listening to Trump, surprisingly, it wasn't as bad as I think some people thought. Liberation Day really just means the car tariffs we knew were coming anyway, but reserves the right for future reciprocal tariffs at any moment. And remember that China, Japan, and Korea are going to have a press conference of their own to respond to this. It sounds good in a way. We're going to bring manufacturing back to the United States. Yet it's the United States that let all the manufacturing leave. It is, in fact, American politicians who banded together with corporations to convince American workers to let their jobs go. We were going to let the people in the other countries do our manual labor, and we were going to get some kind of edified, elevated jobs. We were all going to be scholars and thinkers. And now all the jobs are coming back? When? Because if we're being honest, there is no car that is license plate to license plate made in the United States. The metal comes from here, the plastic comes from here, the wiring comes from there, the chips come from here, the bulbs come from there. A lot of it come from Japan, Korea, China. Partially assembled in Mexico, partially smelted in Canada, brought to America. Even if it's called Made in America, there is no car that is 100% American. Unless you're talking about like a specialty kit that was like 3D printed. No. So it sounds good, but how long does it take to build a plant? You're 2 years away from an all-American made car. That means if you need a car in the next 2 years, you're going to be stuck paying tariffs. 25% tariffs, which is like 10 grand. And then Trump gets to the other part, which would bring America $600 billion. If you do some basic math, $600 billion divided by the households accounted for in the 99%, overlooking the fact that in 2 weeks, a lot of those tax-paying households will no longer be citizens, so I'm not sure they're going to pay in anymore. But if you divide $600 billion into the households in America, that's going to take $5,000 from every American household in order to hit that number. So look at your budget, minus $5,000, and now look at everything that just went up at least 25%. So really, you're short more than $5,000 because that's where the money comes from, your household. It's not being paid for by China, it's not being paid for by Japan. Even if we do reciprocal tariffs, you don't get that money. It's not like you buy a Japanese car and then they send you the check. Oh, like, here you go, 10,000 for you, thank you. What Trump meant to say is he's going to put a tariff on foreign cars, knowing damn well we can't make our own cars in this country yet, and we're at least a year, if not two, if not more, away from being able to do that. At that point, the price of the car is going to be insane. Most parts are currently made with, like, unfairly paid labor in multiple countries. You bring it to the US, you throw in the auto unions, they demand $72 an hour plus, benefits. Do you want to guess what bumper to bumper American made car is going to cost? Unless somebody gives one to Kim Kardashian for free, I don't know who the hell's going to drive the thing. What we should look into is whether or not Elon has been excused from these tariffs, because it would be really advantageous for him to have a $40,000 automobile and not have to pay any of the tariff and somehow get a pass for not having an all-American made car. Trump is known for doing this. His daughter's fitness influencer and clothing line don't pay tariffs, and Melania's jewelry line, I believe it is, doesn't pay import tariffs either, nor does Trump merch, so it's not a far stretch to think that Elon might get around paying tariffs as well. But essentially what Trump said today is every American household, $5,000. But he said it like this.